Some days I wake up and wish I lived near a snowdome. Somewhere like Manchester, Yorkshire, Tamworth. Okay, maybe not Tamworth actually, but somewhere that I could go to snowboard after work and let off a little steam to reduce the old depression meter. I'm fortunate enough to live many hundreds of miles away from each of these, and don't have enough cash in the bank to go abroad, so had to find another outlet. The PS5 comes in clutch once more, with a classic appearing in the catalogue in the form of
Coolboarders!
As a wee boy, it was Coolboarders 2 that introduced the world of snowboarding to me, but it wasn't until almost 16 years later that I took to the slopes myself. The tunes in this game are an absolute bop, and it still plays surprisingly well for a game that was released back in 1996. I decided very quickly I wanted to work my way through the game and try and get that coveted platinum trophy. Something I came to realise would be nigh on impossible if not for the emulation features given to you in this port, which I used extremely sparingly, of course. The professional that I am, I got the hardest portion of the game out of the way first, in the form of performing a trick that nets 0 points. Are you seeing this skill? Breathtaking. After that came the sweeping of the novice course trophies. Weaving through rocks? Easy. Performing best trick and best overall score? Not a problem. Fastest time down the slope? Not even a problem. Hey, wait, no, get rid of that. What are you... Sorry about that. See, I'm a professional, and I don't need to resort to such underhanded methods like rewinding the game to perfectly cut each corner. Moving swiftly on, opting for the natural progression of things, I took up the gauntlet in the advanced course after. Would you believe that I laid down a flawless run with no bails and managed to get the best trick score first time? That's just the kind of talent I bring to the table here. After this, I took a little break and headed over to the expert course to do the same. The difficulty curve between these three maps is pretty outstanding, and surprisingly does not even come close to the hardest challenge in the game, but more on that later. Wanting to immerse myself, I found the feature that allows you to play the game in first person. I was actually really shocked with this, as it really puts into perspective the kind of moves that people like Mia Brooks and Hiroto Ogiwara are putting themselves through to achieve some of their wildest stunts. It also drives me back to reality of starting my pro journey within the sport at the ripe old age of 25. Currently sat like Coraline's dad, with back pain shooting through me any time I bend down.
Oh my back!
I'm definitely gonna go far. Moving back across to the advanced course, I wanted to see how well I could plausibly do without the rewind feature, which, as we all know, I don't use anyway, so this is all hypothetical. Yeah, it went well. Anyway, I then went on to clear the cliff path, the challenge associated with the advanced course, and picked up best total rank to boot. Nice!
Amazing.
This in turn helped me to unlock the all-round board, which is by and large the best board in the game, and what I used almost exclusively for the remainder of my time with Coolboarders. Once I realised its worth, that is. I cleared up the final 2 trophies in the advanced section for going super fast and for laying down lots of great tricks. Then took on the final challenge that I'd unlocked up to this point, the extreme course. You ain't seeing any Jerrys from this point on, because this slope is no joke. Feasibly, up to this stage I could have completed everything without the emulation features. It was just my laziness getting in the way so that I could achieve things a little quicker. This stage makes me question if that would even be possible, especially for the time attack. These corners are sharp. One wrong move and you start bouncing off walls, flying into the air, or bailing altogether. I found a lot of the time I would end up backwards, which would kill my speed and in turn the run. It took some trial and error and some damn near perfect lines going through, but I did end up achieving the best time, with just 0.324 seconds remaining. I got the trophies for tricks and total scores on the same run, and while trickier than before, still proved a fun challenge trying to get the setup just right to land those big tricks. Completing everything the expert course had to offer unlocked the Alpine board, and the best map in the game, the extra course. This is without a doubt the highlight of the experience, as you get some devastating jumps that allow you to show exactly what you're made of. Right out the gates, I scored my first trick over 1,000 points, which looked insane, if you pardon the laugh. Later on this very same run, I picked up the respective trophies for finishing with no wipeouts, the best total score, the best individual trick score, and for achieving over 10,000 points in a single run. I cleared the time trial with a stylish finish, then switched things over to the freestyle board that I picked up from the novice course and landed a chain of some stunning tricks to grant me with the exemplary trickster trophy. And get a grip, which I didn't even realise was something I had to do, so a big bonus in my eyes. The holy grail that we had been seeking since finding a friend on the expert course then appeared, our very own snowman character to shred. Of course, the only sane thing to do at this stage was to take on the final, most deadly course, with a character that goes faster than any other. It did not go well. If I was concerned about clearing expert without the emulator, this was an entirely different kind of story altogether. I guess whoever put the list together knew that, as the only trophies you're needing here are for surviving the course without any wipeouts and beating any of the records that it shows. The first time you ride this course, you know in your mind that you can immediately write off the time trial, because ain't no way even an unstoppable force skier going full French fry mode through all the rocks leaving a wily coyote silhouette behind is making it to the bottom in time. The spots where you can perform tricks are equally as precarious. Even if you manage to get something down, you're going to struggle to have anything worth having that would beat the overall score. I took the coward's way out and opted for best trick, which I crafted and manufactured at the last jump of the map. I got on my toe edge, popped a little bunny hop, and did as much as I could muster, which ended up being a switch tail grab 900, and apparently 643 points were all I needed to get through. The no wipeouts was no joke, but I did manage. I did use the rewind, yes, but only 6 times, which I'm honestly pretty happy with considering this course. Some of what I did looked pretty smooth too, but the majority, maybe not. Then, at the end of the road, came the most difficult trick after getting 0 point trick, running out of time on course. Knowing how hard it would be, I brought my snowman friend along in hopes he'd be able to get me out of the bind. We made it to the bottom, and instead of finishing, my man just started grooving to the beat. When he finally looked at the time, it was too late. He made one last jump in hopes to make some momentum, but some kind of twisted horror event, the impact lost him his head, and we saw the first game over. I hope you had as much fun with this video as I did with the game, and if you ever have a chance to play Coolboarders, I would definitely recommend it. I'm sure for any skiers out there, there's an equally good game that you can... Oh, there isn't? That sucks.